Welcome to Liesel's Artistic Studio. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to paint this beautiful but super easy winter watercolor forest. So let's get started, and don't forget to subscribe. For our supplies today, we need a sheet of watercolor paper. Mine is cut to the size of 9 by 7. We need a clean glass of water, a scrap test paper, and I have a medium-sized flat brush for my background wash and a medium round brush to paint the trees, but this can all be done with the brush that comes in your watercolor set. And of course we need a watercolor set and a paper towel. The very first thing we need to do is mix our one color that will be used for the entire painting. To mix our color, first we need some water in our tray along with green, blue, and black. This painting will be what's known as a monochromatic painting because it will be painted with only one color, just with a variety of different values. Because this one color will be used for the entire painting, you need to make sure that you have a good amount of paint mixed so you won't run out halfway through. Now it's time for our background wash. To do this, I'm going to lightly rinse my brush, but still keep a small amount of color in the bristles. Then, using my semi-dirty brush and extra water to keep it light, paint the entire paper. Next, using a wet-on-wet technique, we are going to paint a row of some background trees while our wash is still wet, so they will blend into the background, making them appear soft and blurry. These trees don't need a lot of detail and should be fairly light in color because we want them to appear like they're in the background. Next, we'll paint our second row of trees, which should be slightly darker than the first. Start with the trunks of the trees and using a side-to-side motion add the branches. It's okay if these trees appear slightly blurry as well. After your trees are painted, take a clean wet brush and lightly rub some of the color from the base of each tree. This will soften the base and make it appear like it's embedded in the snow. Stretch the color out onto your snow, creating a shadow and some dimension. Before we paint our third and final row of trees, you might want to let your painting dry for a few minutes. Our last row of trees need to be the darkest and have the most detail to make them appear more in the foreground. So we don't want them to get too blurry when mixing them with water that might still be drying on your page. Paint these trees the same as before, starting with the trunk and then adding the branches using a side-to-side motion. Doing the same as we did before, soften the base of your trees using a clean wet brush and stretch the extra color out onto your snow. You can choose to let your painting be done at this point, but I'm going to add some falling snow to my painting by using some watered down white acrylic paint. And then using your loaded brush, tap the brush on your finger to make some paint splatters that will look like falling snow. Thanks for having some fun with me today. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please consider subscribing to my channel so I can continue to help you discover your artistic side.